I wish it was that easy where I just asked for them, right? But no, good back-to-back nights with or back-to-back games with some big innings. So McMurray's gotten going a little bit the last 2 days. I thought he really won a ball game the other day, and then absolutely that was a big blow in this ball game tonight for sure. But hit a few home runs and bunted again, stole some bases. I don't think we're one-dimensional. I do think we have the potential to do some damage, but I think we're better when somebody's out there bouncing around on the bases. We can get a bunt down. I think we hopefully are getting closer to realizing what maybe our identity is and what playing full, complete offense is, and did feel good about the big innings for back-to-back games.
I guess I know he only had one at bat, and it ended up in a strikeout. But just Eric, to have him back out there after the injury in fall camp, I mean, what have you seen from him as he's kind of rehabbed his way back, and just to even be back out there just months later?
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. I hadn't had that injury. I don't think in baseball, we just don't see that one as much. And we were told that it's a pretty neat story because we were told we wouldn't have him for the entire year, period. And he's continued to work really hard. And our people have done a great job, and him as a student athlete's done an amazing job of just rehabbing and putting himself in this position. And we're pretty high on him. And we think he absolutely in another week. He's been running bases and figuring out how to slide with a new brace, a specialty brace. Continuing, Coach Nunemaker's getting him reps and reps and reps, and primarily at third base is I think where we'll introduce him. But he needed to have an at-bat, and I'm not sure he really swung at a strike. So we needed to get that first one out of the way, but we think he has real skill. And we really had to think for a minute, like, can he really play this much of the year? And so we're going to make we've talked a lot. We're going to make a pretty good commitment to him, and it might be at bats that you see here over the next week, and then it might be released. We're still waiting on a full doctor's release to get him to play in defense. So I think you're going to start seeing some more at bats, and I think you're going to see us trying to make a commitment to see if we can get Guevara going. But it's a neat story of how he's hung in there from the first report from a negative injury to seeing him get back up. And you could tell our dugout was absolutely crazy when he walked up to the plate, seeing what all he's been through. So proud of him.
I guess the timeline to have Eric back was, I think, 6-ish months or so. Is that the speed at which you thought he was able to come back? It seems like a fairly quick recovery time.
Yeah, it does. And the first question I asked when they started saying that it was possible, and really what makes it possible is just his numbers. So they do testing numbers and comparing right to left, and the healthy one to the other one, and his numbers have just been off the chart. He's done great with his rehab, and that was the first question I asked, has anybody ever come back before? And they have. So I guess everybody's different, but I think his numbers are so good that we feel pretty good about it. If he's got that brace on, and if he's comfortable moving around in that brace, and we think he's good enough to help make us better, hopefully in another week we might get full clearance. Yeah, we like the experience, composure. He has good belief in him, and again, like I talked about with Mainers, it's a guy that can play corner outfield spots, so it kind of gives him a chance to be mainly an everyday player because he can do something offensively, he can do something defensively, and he also, I think we're getting set for moving forward, looking forward for the rest of this week, maybe 2 left-handed starters, and his ability to bunt and do some things allows him probably when you might want to play matchup, but I think sometimes his ability to bunt and do some other things. He drove the ball tonight, but I think his versatility and his experience allows him to play every day, whether it's a right or left-handed starter.
Alex tonight, another inning, and I know he's been kind of coming out in a matter of just like maybe 1 inning here, 1 inning there, but he's looked pretty good so far. Just what have you seen out of him, and what stuck out to you about his performances?
Yeah, I think he has great poise. I think it's a good body. I don't think you don't feel like he's at his ceiling at all. So I think it's going to be an amazing young pitcher to invest in. Got a changeup going, probably through. I told him we're not getting paid by the pitch here tonight. That was a lot of pitches, and he really got the first 2 batters up in the count. We rushed him to get ready. Actually took an offensive timeout the half inning before to give him a little more time, he jumped up, got the 2 strikes, and first 2 hitters got a hit. Good job by them, but really didn't set or execute a pitch. So it made me feel like every time he gets to do that, he's learning something and getting to set something. But again, I thought the poise took over, and he just found his way to be able to get through and navigate that inning. Velocity is not everything at this time of the year. It's about being able to take the sting out of the swing and be able to get outs, basically. And I thought he handled himself pretty good. But from a young pitcher coming back off an injury and just introducing him the last couple of weeks, I think he got 3 innings last week against South Alabama, gets another one tonight. Not just pitching with a fastball, but it's probably up 90, 92, and that big body, we think he's really going to be able to help us. Those guys did a nice job. Now, offensively, shortened the game, but this is the second week in a row we're having to go Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We have to leave at 9 o'clock in the morning for another SEC series, and I think we know going into week 3 how important every one of those are. So Petrovic developing, Watts only having to throw 1 inning because of Petros coming on. Crotchfelt knocked off some cobwebs. He hadn't been out there in a while. That's another big lefty that needs to – he needed that inning tonight is what it looked like to me. But Herberholt steadying himself after getting met rudely right out the gate. His ability to get through 4 innings, I don't think I can gloss over that either. That really helps you on a midweek when you got a quick turnaround like this. So I think they all needed to get out there and throw an inning after Herberholt's got us 4.
Anything else on tonight? Yeah, one more in the back.
What does it mean to these kids on the team to be able to play these midweek games against in-state competition like Jacksonville State, South Alabama, Troy?
It means a lot to all of us. We got 2 guys, Mainers and Hernandez, both played at Jacksonville State and played basically the majority of their career there. So all these guys know each other now more than ever from playing summer baseball in that circuit, and now with the way things are with the portal and all that stuff, there's more crossover than ever. Aaron Everett, the pitching coach there, he's been in here working for our program the last 2 years. And even happening on our staffs. Coach Beazer, the new head coach at Jacksonville State, is tremendous. He was at Missouri the 7 years before that. So he'd been a head coach, one of my peers in our league forever. So I'm glad to see him get that opportunity. He's going to do a great job with it. So even the staff, the players, you're seeing that more and more. Somebody had commented to me after the game when I saw players from both sides meeting behind home plate and shaking hands, and we're like, man, that didn't happen 10 years ago. Nobody would be doing that type of stuff. It's just a new day and time. And I see Mason back there. I know Jacksonville State was huge to him. The opportunity he has now was because Jacksonville State paved the way for him to be here. And so there's a lot of relationships on both sides, especially with them. But for me as a head coach, I do care about – I'm at a stage in my career where I care about college baseball. I care about baseball in the state of Alabama continuing to grow. I think that's why you see our program pop up to Huntsville. It's really important to go to Birmingham as much as we can, the UAB and the Sanfords. It's important to get over to Montgomery. And I think it's important for Auburn for us to try to go to top to bottom and try to play as many, if not all, in a rotation of teams in our state. I think that's part of our secondary responsibility of trying to keep growing baseball in our state and care about it.